opportunity. I always did all kinds of crazy stuff to try to win in life, but I wasn't in the right vehicle. And I remember my wife and I just kept working so hard. And I remember I just wanted to do big things in this world, but I just didn't have the right vehicle to do it. So what I did is I started plugging with Eric Olson. He started helping me, and while I was still working, we were able to change our lives. But imagine helping other people do the same thing. And with Global Financial Impact, GFI, we're able to do that through our company. And where our credibility here is we're in partnership with Ethos. It's a technology platform backed by the largest venture capitalist firm in the world, which is Sequoia Capital and SoftBank. They're worth over 185 billion combined. But Peter Colas, he started Ethos in 2016. He wanted to bring fintech to the industry, like insurance and technology. So he's got one of the largest insurance companies where you can click on a QR code, get approval in 10 minutes, and the agents get paid the next day. You're helping clients the right way. And this Sequoia Capital, they help companies like Google and big companies go public. So we're looking at, they're going to go public in 2 years, Ethos is, and then Sequoia Capital is going to help us go public in 6.5 more years now, and that's the plan. But our founders, there's over 100 years of combined experience, but we are, like I said, we're a startup, but we have decades of experience coming into this business. And we're in partnership with 25 plus A-rated companies, Fortune 500 insurance and financial institutions. But the difference here is we're non-captive. We don't work for a company. If I worked for John Hancock, I'd be captive, and I would only be selling you a John Hancock product. I'm not going to tell you that Mutual of Omaha has something better. But because we're non-captive, we don't work for the companies. I'm not captive, but to them, we work for our clients. We simply introduce them to the companies that's going to best fit their needs. And then it's a win-win because these companies are competing for market share so that all the cream is rising to the top. So we know which is the best fit for the companies when we introduce the clients to them. But these companies say, thank you for bringing them directly to us. We don't have to worry about advertising. You guys are a distribution model. And we're like the Amazon of financial services. Just imagine having a distribution service like us to where we come in, we don't own the products, we don't sell the products, we introduce our clients to these products. And when their money goes to work for them, it goes to work for them 100%. We don't charge them anything to help them. And then these companies pay us out of their marketing budget. It's a win-win. And the best part is, I'll just give you an example. We just had an event on Tuesday in LA, and there was about 10 providers on stage. Some of these providers were there, and these are CEOs of the company. And like, I'll use North American as an example. North American said, we've been in business for 130 years. We've been doing business with you for 3 months. You're already our #1 producing company. What that mean? We're a distribution model. It's kind of like, when Amazon was going along, Jeff Bezos was going along, he was just selling books. And then he realized, man, I hope people start buying stuff on the internet. And all of a sudden they hit a paradigm shift and boom, largest company in the world, really. You think about it, but he does no products. Same thing with us. Here we are just getting started. We're already smoking everybody in the industry, and we're about to turn that curve in a paradigm shift, and we're going to take out the entire industry. How awesome is that? But we're going to help our clients with the best products in the industry, and they're going to get a big win out of it, and we're also going to win as well. And then we're licensed in 50 states, Puerto Rico, Canada, and the Virgin Islands, and 30 countries. Sandra said, Sandra Olson, Eric set Sandra Olson up. She's amazing. She's 41 years old. He says, Sandra, I want to set you up at this company. And she's the founder. And she said, listen, we're not just going to help people in our own backyards. We're going to help people globally. So imagine going global. We're launching in Mexico City at the end of the month. We're going to be going to Colombia, Venezuela. We're going to change the industry out there. We have people in our company that believe that, a lot of people say, the Latino market, that's a bad market. The African-American market's a bad market. And then you got to have guys like Levi Mboni, we call him the Black Panther. He's the Wakanda Nation. And we just want to help everyone's win here. It doesn't matter where you're from. We want to help these countries succeed. Same thing with Marcel and Isa, Marcel and Isa, they're actually for the Latino nation. We're going to just change lives here. And it doesn't matter what color you are. We want to help everyone. Industry leading persistency. We're leading the industry in client retention. I've done this for 10 years and I've had 98% persistency because Eric always taught us if you underestimate and over deliver and you're sitting down with your clients doing annual reviews, you're always going to put them in a better position. They're always going to refer you business. So back to that, we don't charge anything for our service. It's complimentary. but I do charge you because I feel like if I'm going to put you in a better position, I expect you to send referrals, maybe 3 to 5 referrals. And that's what we want to do. So whoever invited you here, we want you to feel comfortable referring business to them. But there's 3 things I want you to look at here. I'm just going to go into that right now. 3 things. 1, I want you to look at, are we bringing value? Would you feel comfortable referring people to the person that invited you? And then the second one is there something here that might be good for me, that might, that I might be open to, that I could get some help personally, like my wife and I did? Or the third thing is there opportunity here for me? Can I actually do something with this company and possibly change my life? I want you to look at those 3 things. And then the 3 rules of money, these are the things that we teach our clients. The first one is the rule of 72. It's compound interest. Albert Einstein said you're either going to compound on your money and earn interest, or someone else will compound on your money and you're going to pay interest. He created this rule. It's a doubling factor. And he said it's the greatest mathematical discovery of all time. My question is, why aren't we teaching this in school? So let's just say if I take a 29-year-old, give them $10,000, they put the money in the bank and they're earning 1% rate of return. You simply divide 1% into 72, and 72 years later, your money will finally double. That's not really exciting. I'm 101 with 20 grand now, but 4%, there's a 4% rule. A financial advisor, look it up. It's a 4% rule at retirement. Don't take out more than 4% or you run out of money. That number's changing. It's down to 2.8 now. Because you have to take out more money to be able to pay the taxes so you can have enough to live on. And this is where 95% of America is. Let's say you're getting 4% on a CD, or you're lucky to have investments where you're getting a 6% rate of return, uninterrupted growth, right? Now here, this is 95% of America right here. What if I could show our clients how they could get over here and get 8 to 15% and a lot of no cap products? Let's just look at 12% on average. Your money's doubling every 6 years. That $10,000 now is $20,000 in 6 years. At 65, it's 640, 71, 1.2 million. If they knew that they could do this, our clients, they'd be all over it, but they don't know how, because the banks don't want you to know. Financial advisors want to make your money. They don't want you to earn all the money. So we're going to show people how we're going to help them move into these areas and start making money rather than paying interest. See, what happens, you put your money in the bank, and the banks, they go to make the 8 to 15%, but then I want to go borrow my money on a credit card, which the delinquencies are up on credit cards, spending is down. So we want people to start earning more money so they can start helping out here and pay back into the communities. But think about it, because credit card debt is so high, they're paying 15 to 25% in interest. They're doubling every 3 years paying that money back. What if we could turn that around and you can start earning it? Just like my wife and I did. We started understanding the rules and started competing in the money game. And then how money grows, there's fixed, variable, and index. Fixed is like the bank, where you're getting a 0.01%, or maybe you're lucky in a CD 4%. But if you have inflation at 7 to 8%, you're safe in these accounts. You're safely going to go broke. And then variable, you can make a lot of money in the market. You can also lose a lot of money in the market. And nothing against financial advisors, because they work for companies that won't tell them that there's other areas like an indexed strategy where they can protect clients' money. They won't talk about that because the financial advisors are taught to keep the money in the market. We make money on our clients, and we lose. If the client loses money, we still charge them fees for managing the money. It doesn't matter. But why don't they give them the opportunity to have a selection where, if they want to protect their assets in an index strategy, they could roll their money over and get upside potential with no market risk, and they can turn on lifetime income from that, or turn on pensions, or do Roth conversions. They can do a lot of different things in an index strategy that they can't do in variable. And well, they won't do it because if they move the money, they can't charge fees anymore for managing it. Not to mention, they're not licensed to do it. And don't miss under index strategies for index funds. Excuse me. Index funds they'll give you a 5% upside and a 5% downside, where you won't lose any more than 5% and not make any more than 5%. We're going to help you understand how to get the upside potential in the products and not take any market loss. And then how money gets taxed: tax now, tax later, tax advantage. If I go up here and we talk, there's only 3 ways money's getting taxed. If I go up here on this 12% rule and you pay, I ask the question, would you rather pay taxes on the 10,000 or pay taxes on the 1.2 million? Most people would say pay taxes on the 10. That way, your money will grow tax-free if it's in the right bucket, which is tax advantage. This is an executive bonus plan for business owners. This is a cash accumulation and life insurance policy. This is what's called the LIRP. The same thing that Rockefellers had for their families. Why do you think they were so wealthy? They understood leverage the insurance companies. Let's go and grow our money tax-free. We can touch it tax-free and it gets passed down generationally tax-free. It's called the life insurance retirement plan. And then municipal bonds, we don't mess with those. But Roth IRAs, that might be a good fit. But I'll tell you, there's a way more options out there than a Roth IRA. And I could prove it to you. If you're willing to sit down, I would ask the person that invited you. Now let's go back up here to this 12% rule. If you do pay taxes on the 10,000 and you think it's going to go tax-free, you have another story coming if you have it in tax now. This is your brokerage accounts, savings accounts, mutual funds, stocks, Bitcoin, bank CDs, real estate. The only thing that's tax-free is your 10 grand. Any gains you earn are all going to be capital gains taxed. Today it's 15 to 20%. The government's had it on their table twice to raise capital gains taxes to 43.9%. How's that going to affect you down the road? Think about it. It's going to hurt a lot of people. But now let's go up here and let's not pay taxes on the 10,000. Let's tax defer that to a later date. And then I'm going to be paying taxes on my 1.2 million when I go touch it. That's your tax later. 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, IRA, SEP IRAs, annuities, pension plans. So in these accounts, let's say I use a 30-year-old. One day you were 30. So let's say I'm talking to you. You're not 30 today, but let's say we're talking to a 30-year-old or I'm talking to you and you're putting money in this 401k plan. I ask you, do you know you can't touch that money until you're 59 and a half or 30 years from now? If you touch it early, it's a 10% penalty, 20 to 30% to the feds, 10% to the state. I'm going to take 30 to 40% of your money if you touch it early, just so you understand. But I'm the government. I set this plan up. And I want you to know, I'm going to ask this first question. You're 30 years old. Do you think 30 years from now, our taxes are going to be lower or higher? And I know you're saying higher because everyone I sit down with always says the same thing, higher. It's going up in 2026 already. Our 22% goes to 24, the 24 goes to 28, the 12 goes to 22. So I asked this 30-year-old, you're going to put this money and tax defer it for 30 years. I'm the government. I just want you to understand. I'm tax deferring the tax calculation. You're tax deferring the taxes, but I'm tax deferring the calculation. 30 years from now, I might just change the deal. Instead of me taking 30 to 40%, I might just leave you with 30 to 40%, and I'm going to take the 60 to 70. Are you okay with that? I'm hearing no's. The thing I hear, I'm no's. I wouldn't be okay with that either. We don't know 30 years from now what that's going to be. What if you could have a way to pay your tax on that money now, put it in tax advantage, grow the money tax-free, access it tax-free, it blossoms, it gets passed down generationally tax-free, completely avoids probate. Excuse me, have allergies. Let's say you roll this money over into an index strategy. Now, when you roll it over, we can do like what's called a strategic rollout. You can roll it over, turn on lifetime income. You can do all kinds of great things with these. They're giving huge signing bonuses because they're competing for market share. What if you could do a strategic rollout, roll money out of there and fund a tax advantage product and blossom that? We're looking at increasing your wealth by 10 times if you let us help you with that. And then client service menu. This is, we are here to provide value and make an impact. We have tax advantage wealth accumulation strategies. They're not teaching this at the bank. They're not teaching this at these schools. They're not, the financial advisor does not want you to know this. Asset protection, qualified plan rollovers, college funds for kids. If I have a 529 plan, my kid gets a scholarship, guess what happens? They have a 529 plan. They say, oh, I'm sorry, you don't qualify. You have money in this plan. So they pull the scholarship. What if we had the same plan for our kids the Rockefellers had for their kids? They get the scholarship and they can use the money for whatever they want. They can buy a car, a business, a house. They can pay for their college. But the best part is when these plans inside of an insurance policy, when you pull money out of them, the money stays in the account earning interest. It continue to earn interest as if it weren't missing if you understand how to do it the right way. That's what we're taught. So you can use the same money twice. And it blossoms and it goes tax-free to your family and your access. And the kids, there's no 59.5 rule. And then debt management consolidation. Too many people are paying so much interest on their cards. We want to teach them, let's start earning you interest. We have a debt action plan for people. We can help them. We don't charge them anything for helping them. We just want to put people in a better position. Infinite banking, family banks, we're passing down generational wealth. Imagine this, we're actually helping this, we're blowing up a family bank or an infinite bank. Now it's exploding, it's expanding, and you're passing it down generationally. One day when I'm not here, it's going to blossom and it's going to pass down again generationally. When my kids aren't here, blossom and pass down generationally. That's what we want to do to help you. Life insurance, living benefits, and final expense. This is where most people sell 15 to 20-year term policies. Unfortunately, only 2% of them are ever going to pay out. Why? They know you're going to outlive them, and they don't offer living benefits. What if we had plans where you can go to 30 or 35 years, and you could actually have a term policy with living benefits? So if you ever get sick, chronic, critical, or terminal illness, these will pay you out while you're still living. And we can upgrade your current policy, give you better coverage for less premium than you have right now. Wouldn't that be something you'd want to entertain or at least look at? I would say yes, especially with living benefits. Get better coverage for your family. Estate and legacy planning. Ethos, our partnership with Ethos, they offer a free will and trust with every life policy. Doesn't matter if it's term or IUL or whatever it might be, or permanent insurance. Index growth, Roth IRAs, SEP IRAs, traditional IRAs. We do what's called Roth conversions. We're very strategic here. We find out what our clients' needs are, what their goals are, and we put them in better products. Mortgage protection term. Let's say someone needs a term that's modified. Let's say a 23-year term. They want to pay off their home in 23 years or make sure they have protection. So they're going to pay off their home. They want to make sure God forbid anything happens to them, they have everything in place to pay for it. It could be a 12-year term. We can customize these terms to meet that mortgage protection. And maybe you only have $300,000 that you need to be protected, or $500,000, and maybe it costs $20, $30 a month. Don't you think that'd be worth it to have mortgage protection? We're bringing in entire real estate agencies coming on board because they're saying, hey, if I go get me a life license, I can go help people now and protect their mortgages. And that's exactly what we do here. Not to mention business owner strategies. What if I could go to a business owner and say, if I can lower your tax liabilities, increase your tax deductions, increase your capital funding, and set you up with an exit strategy, so in the next 10 to 15 years, you can walk away with a tax-free retirement. Would that be something you'd be open to? They say, heck yeah, because I don't have a retirement. Can you help us with that? Yes, well, sit down with my CPA. And the CPA says, hey, how are you going to do this? Because the CPA is only concerned about what he did last year. If they have extra money coming into the company, he says, hey, you need to write that off into extra equipment or depreciating assets. You need to write it off into all these depreciating things. And I tell the CPA, what if we could show your client how we could write that money off into appreciating assets? We can grow them a tax-free retirement plan, and they'll be able to walk away in 10 to 15 years. Wouldn't that be something you could do? And they'd be, yeah, how do you do that? We use tax codes. They're not teaching you those tax codes because you're not licensed to learn them. So we're going to actually show you how to get it done. And farmers, we're in the Central Valley. Farmers, it's called transition farming. We want to make sure that we're setting up those farmers to where they can transition it the right way back to their families. So anyway, it's what we do. Just think about it. Out of these 10 things, just this, and we have way more, but just these 10 items, don't you think there might be something that someone might need help with? That's why we're in the best industry. What we do matters here. And then this is how we help, that's how we help clients, but this is what makes GFI special coming on board with us. I'm going to switch gears. First of all, back here, understand our clients' money goes to work for them 100%. We do not touch their money. They go to these companies, they say, thank you, we're going to give them the higher rates of return because you just cut out the middleman. We're going to work directly with your clients, and we're going to pay you out of our marketing budget because we didn't have to have any advertising. So it's a win for everyone. But what if you decided, hey, what if there's an opportunity for me here? What makes GFI special is our fulfillment formula, which is behind me. It's faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. We believe if you have faith first, and we accept any denomination here, but family and then fitness, or family then finance. If you get the family and finance in order, then the fitness will be there. You're not going to have stress in your life. It won't be a financial stress, and the fun will be there because you're traveling the world with your family. And then personal builder's compensation. Eric wanted to take out the industry, so he's going to pay the highest compensation to the field, to the agents. And that's why entire agencies are shutting down and coming over right now, just so you know. 25A rated product providers, leadership, retreats and incentive retreats. We're having to turn down trips. We're always on trips. And the best part too is Eric and Sandra have always believed include your wife or your husband. They're welcome. The kids are welcome. You know, we've never been around a business like that where the entire family can come to these events. And it's pretty special when you can do that. A winning culture, positive culture. You come in here and you're like family. We want to make sure we encourage you to do better, just like they did with me. I didn't believe I could do it, but they proved that they could show me how to do it. And then a simple and proven system. We already have a system in place. You don't have to recreate it. You just plug people into the system. And then charitable work and contributions. You know, if you have like a Boys and Girls Club or the veterans, or maybe there's a country where you want to get running water to it, and it's a worthy cause, and you raise money for that. Sandra Olson, she says, hey, you raise money for something like that, we're going to help you. You know, they'll match us 100% on whatever we raise. You know, whatever Sandra can do, she's always going to help us on those contributions, and she's always giving back. And then ownership opportunity, you have ownership here. You come on board, and now you're writing off all your trips. Now you're writing everything off. It's pretty amazing. And then inspirational marketing, we're wrapping our inspirational marketing around financial services. You know, we want to make husbands better husbands, and wives better wives, dads better dads, moms better moms. We want them to see the family come together and the kids look at their family like, wow, we got a family business here. You know, we can actually pass this down generationally the right way. And that's what we want for all of you. And our incredible leadership team, if you knew these people that are leading this company, you definitely want to know more. I promise you, we're in good hands. And then going global with 33 countries, plug and play training model. You come on board, you plug people into the system, and it's just a win-win. Multicultural and diversity. So this is where we call ourselves the United Nations. Like I said before, we want to open this business up to everyone. Anyone that has the will and the heart and the desire to win, they can win here. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. We want to go help every culture out there. Millionaire mentorship. We have millionaires training us. And then we have Ethos Technology Partner. This is FinTech. Imagine only company that's going to be able to have financial services and technology meet, and we're going to take it worldwide. We're going to dominate the industry. I'm going a little long. I apologize, but another 5 minutes, I think we'll get it done. So timing is everything. The industry is getting smaller, but the demand is getting bigger. So let's say the baby boomers were born from 1946 to 1964. 78 million people were born, and they just missed their wives when they came home. The number one baby food was Gerber, and it was doing about 70,000 jars a month. Overnight, they went to 70 million overnight. They said, if you know what the baby boomers want and need before they need it, you'll be wealthy in your lifetime. So if you follow this, toy stores popped up, fast food restaurants, cars. You know, at 16 years old, we were driving muscle cars. Now they're selling them back to the baby boomers. Real estate, we were buying up property. And now they say that the largest wealth transfer in history is happening. The baby boomers accumulated roughly $68 trillion that's going to transfer from a pocket with a hole in it to one that doesn't have a hole. And we're really the only ones doing that. So we have the next 6.5 years before the last baby boomer turns 65. And that's when we are going public as a company. But imagine helping all these baby boomers protect all this wealth and put it in a place where they're going to be able to have lifetime income. They're going to be able to pass it down generationally, avoid probate, pass it down the right way to the next generation, the millennials, the Generation X, and Generation Z. And then how we get paid. There's 6 ways we get paid. We have personal income, agency income, expansion income. Personal income, you can write business on your own pen. Agency income, you can start a franchise and you can be the franchisor and the franchisee. It's kind of like, it's not really a franchise. We have outlets. You can bring as many business partners on board, but you are actually like a franchisor and a franchisee, and they can do the same thing. They can open an agency as large as they want. We're not limited on how many people we can bring in. And then expansion income, think about this. If you have a real estate license in California, where can you sell property? In California. I can't go to Colorado where my buddy is and sell a home there, or Florida. But here, if you get a life-only license in California, you can go do business in all those states. All I have to do is take the test one time. I don't have to go pass the state test like I would a real estate license. Pass the state test in my state, and I can go online. I can get a non-resident license in any state for like $80, and now I'm licensed in those states. How great is that? We can do business anywhere. And then bonus income. This is where you have monthly, quarterly, and annual bonuses here, recurring income. All of your business follows you. Equity shares with plans to take company public. This is going to happen. I'm excited about that. We just know it's going to happen. And just imagine how that could change your life. I'm just going to talk about personal income right now. Let's say world-class compensation. Let's say someone's putting $500 a month in their 401k, and we show them how to redirect it over here and put the money in a tax-free wealth accumulation strategy. They're growing the money tax-free over here. There's a brand new associate helping one client. You'll make $2,700. A brand new person getting your license. That's like making $1,300 an hour. Takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Actually quicker now with the clicking on and get them approved in 10 minutes. But here, what's great about this is you help 4 clients in a month, and I'm only talking about helping them redirect $500, 4 people. That's $10,000. How would $10,000 make a difference in your life? And you say, Terry, I couldn't do that by myself. Don't worry about it. We'll do it for you. Maybe you won't keep all the 10. We'll just give you 5. We'll do all the work, give you half. That's a pretty good deal. And then you can go climb the ladder here. We want you to become a senior associate, a marketing director, executive marketing director. Once you're an executive marketing director, you help someone save $500. You just made $5,100. I help 4 people in a month save $500. I make 20 grand. I don't know about you, but that changed your life. And then you can have a team. So when you bring people on board and you're expanding your agency, the difference is I'm not going to keep people down so I can override them or I can have a spread on them. I want to make sure I'm encouraging them to become an executive marketing director because it's a win for everyone. And I'm not going to have time to go into all that, but I promise you, this is the biggest. I mean, you think about it. If you have 6 agents on your team and they're just getting licensed and they're helping families, just the spread alone on 6 agents as an executive marketing director is $14,400 per week. That's $748,000 a year. Eric's always told us if you can help 10 people make $100,000 a year, you'll be making $1 million passive income. 10 people. We're looking for people that know how to make $100,000 because we need more people that are used to making high incomes. People right now are getting scared right now because they're going, wow, $84,000 a month. That's crazy. That's no way. Well, we just had a gentleman make 123 on one pay cycle. He didn't have any experience in this industry. He's a brand new associate. I mean, think about it. $1 million a year. That's crazy. Anyway, average cost to open a financial services company would be traditionally $100,000 to $250,000. It's kind of like a franchise. You open up a Subway. You have $250,000 for that Subway. You better hope you got a good location. You got to go open up another one. You got to pay another $250,000. Here, it's $199. You get a code number with us. It's a light background check. We got to make sure that you don't have a felony. We got to make sure, and then you get all the website. You get all those fulfillment formulas, everything that we have as a company. You have access to everything. You get a website. We're going to help you get that license in 2 weeks. For under $500, you pay $200 for this, get all the study material. We're going to help you get the license in 2 weeks. You pay $200 for the license. Under $500, you start a company. Out the gate, we're going to make you your first $1,000. Imagine you help 4 people save $500 a month. You made 10 grand your first month. I had a person just come on board. She just came on board. She made 20 grand her first pay cycle. We're not even counting rollovers. How great is that you can start a business here for under $500 and you can have as many outlets as you want, be like a franchisor and a franchisee. You can just keep going and expand your agency. People are coming over with their entire agencies right now because they know here, out of respect to the owners, we go to the owners and say, out of respect to you, you have an agency. We'd love for you to come on board with us and bring your entire agency. But if you don't come, your people are. And we're not going to be discriminative. We're taking everyone out. Mortgage brokers, real estate agents, it doesn't matter. We're bringing them all. Financial advisors, you guys should be talking to everybody. We'll put them on your team. And then where do you see yourself starting out? Client, receive a free financial review for a secure and peaceful financial future. Become a client. I help a client. If I stop and just help a client, put them in a better position, they're fired up when I sit down with them, especially after we show them what we're going to do for them. And I say, remember, I'm not going to charge you anything, but I expect referrals, at least 3 to 5 referrals. When they refer me those people, I say, now, quick question. Would you rather get paid on those referrals or would you rather I get paid? They say, well, how do I do that? Because I'll show them what I got paid. I have no problem showing them because it never came out of any of their money. And they say, well, how do I do that? That's crazy what you just got paid. I go, exactly. So why don't you get a license with your state? Now we're going to go help these families. Now you're going to get paid on it. You can become an agent. Now, revenue sharing is just for like a real estate agent or maybe a CPA, but referrals, you're going to get those from people. Part-time, they used to call me sometime, but hey, I was there. I had to drive 3 hours. Now all you got to do is jump on Zoom. You get all the training on Zoom. It's all free. And we have a whole schedule. We have 38 trainings a week. You can pick whichever ones you want to go to. It's all free. And eventually become full-time. Eventually become an agency owner. Eventually build your own business on our platform, creating an agency you can pass down to future generations. You know, God forbid anything happens to me, I've signed an ownership contract, and I know that Eric is going to honor that, and Sandra will honor that. It's going to be passed down to my wife generationally. Anything happens to her, it'll be passed down to my daughter. Then it'll be passed down to my grandson or my grandkids eventually. But I just want you all to know, this is, you're sitting right now and you're saying, yeah, this is too good to be true. Well, I hope you're not sitting here 6.5 years from now on the couch with your kids and you're going, man, look at that company just went public. I had the chance to be involved with them 6.5 years ago, and I didn't believe that would happen. And the kids are going to look at you like, what? You had a chance to be involved with this company and you didn't do it 6.5 years ago? And here they're going public and they're making millionaires out of people. And they're just now getting started 6.5 years from now. And you missed it. What was wrong? Well, I was kind of scared. What do you mean you're kind of scared? And like Eric always says, if you're scared, go to church. Okay. I love what he says that. But here's the other thing he also says. He also says this, if you knew what I knew, you'd want to know what I know. If you knew what I knew, you would want to know what I know. And I guarantee you 1,000,000,000%, we're going to take out the entire industry. We will be the #1 financial services industry in the world, and it's going to be a distribution model based on technology, based on fintech, and I promise you it's going to happen. So you might as well think about that and come on board with us. If you're ready to become part of GFI, you want to go to this website, mygficonnect.com/sign up. Do not sign up unless you get back to the person that invited you and make sure they invite you in. We're not just bringing everybody in. We're very selective. If you're used to making $100,000 a year or $1 million a year or $5 million a year or $10 million a year, you have a huge agency, we welcome you on board because you're going to do very, very well here. Or maybe you're not that person. Maybe you just have the heart of a champion. Maybe you just wake up every day wishing, I want an opportunity. Where is that opportunity? It's right here. But out of respect for your uncle who's sleeping on the couch, who hasn't had a job for 10 years, we're not looking for that, okay? Just so you know. We want the best for them. We're looking for people that want to run. We're looking for people that want to run across the finish line with us, not people we have to drag across the finish line with us. I hope that makes sense. And then down here for more information, you can go to globalfinancialimpact.com. Just click on this QR code. You can go find out more about our company. And it's a really nice website. But the other one I would recommend doing is going and following on Instagram, Eric James Olson. And that's Olson with an O. If you follow Eric James Olson on Instagram, you're going to see our culture. You're going to see our expansion. You're going to see what's going to happen in our company. And we would love for you to be part of it. But if nothing else, you should at least become a client. Because if we can help you put you in a better position financially, doesn't that make sense? It just makes sense. And I just want you to know, I appreciate everyone that came on here. It's a Saturday. You could have been doing anything else. You could have been at the lake with your family. And I know we're finishing up here now, but I went a little bit long. I apologize. I know they said a half an hour, but please get back to the person that invited you and just see if there might be some opportunity for you. I promise you, you will not be sorry if you do that. And if you move forward with us, you're going to be very, very happy you did. All right. So anyway, God bless you all, and you all have a great Saturday. Bye-bye.